Okay, so I don't think anyone expected the massive nuke that was the July 1 patch, so a lot of the information in my original CM16 short is slightly outdated, so let's talk about some of the changes. First off, the big thing, Urara and Unity Cup got their reworks really early. However, I'm inclined to believe that the death of Make a New Track is greatly exaggerated. The higher stat caps in the previous scenarios aren't nearly as good enough compared to the SP you get from Make a New Track, so you should still stick with Make a New Track for horses that can run it pretty well. You know, horses like Mihono Bourbon, Ogre Cap, or King Halo. The nice thing is, for horses that don't do particularly well in Make a New Track, such as Haru Urara, Curren-chan, or Sakura Bakshino, they have a viable secondary career that isn't as hostile to them. There's also been a few balance changes. Two of them are most significant for the CM. First off, Turbo Sprint got reworked to only proc in the late race, meaning it's a really good excel for this CM. Second off, the on your left buff means that late surgers actually have a place in this CM. As such, while pace chasers are probably still the strongest running strategy for the CM, you aren't required to go 3 of them anymore. If you're going front runners, you should probably still go triple front though. Thirdly, because parents were generally buffed across the board, especially if you were already making them and Make a New Track, it's gonna be a lot easier to hit some of those aptitudes, so it's much more viable to run, say, F-Sprint Umas. If you're running G though, good luck. Finally, the thing we need to talk about is that new mechanics were added to the game. Most importantly is power conserve and power release. I'll put the technical details on screen right now for anyone who's interested, but the long and short of it is that if you have 1200 power or more, you get a huge burst of acceleration at the late race transition. As such, power is even more important than it already was for the CM, so pump that power stat as much as you can. Thanks to all this, the meta for CM16 has completely shaken up. Here's my updated tier list. A lot of the fundamentals still apply after the patch, but I am going to private the Google document so I can rewrite the parts that are affected by the buffs. Sorry if the editing seems a little sparse on this one, I had to rush this out as fast as possible, but yeah, hopefully this was helpful.